Hi everybody, thank you for watching Crazy Narcissist Ex-Girlfriend. My name is David and I want to talk a little bit more about C-PTSD today. I said I'd be making more videos about this for you guys. I used to talk about this a while ago and I'm going to start doing it again so you guys know that there's more to recovery, more to healing than just feeling better, just recovering from this relationship that you came out of, this abusive relationship. There are reasons that you dated people like this, and there are reasons you stayed with people like this, and there's reasons you had feelings the way you do. There's reasons you have feelings the way you do now. So please go back if you haven't already and watch a couple of my C-PTSD videos. I put them in a playlist, C-PTSD, so please watch those and kind of catch up to this one. Today I want to talk about some of the shame that's associated with C-PTSD. And what I mean by that is some of the shame that is created in our childhood and comes back again as we are in relationships as adults. And, you know, it's very normal to have been traumatized as a child and to not really believe it or know it or not remember or kind of just feel uncomfortable or not like talking about our childhood or just simply just know, you know, had a great childhood. That's very, very common. I've talked about this in other videos, but the trauma induced to a child when they're neglected and abandoned and things like this is horrific. The child can't handle it. And this is all about regulating your emotions. And what happens over years and years and years of this kind of neglect, this kind of hit and miss attention, this over hyperarousal state that a child is in, not all the time, just sometimes even. But what happens is creates shame. That child becomes ashamed of himself and carries that shame around on their shoulders in their adult life. You may not realize this, but there's other things that show that you have shame. And some of those things are, you know, addictions and eating problems, disorders, you know, working all the time, obsessing, ruminating, things like this. Feelings of unsure and inadequacy and unworthiness. Unworthiness is the biggest identification of shame. So feelings of unworthiness don't allow us to have boundaries. We have to feel worthy enough to tell people no, to tell people to stop doing something that doesn't feel good, something we don't like, to basically stepping or crossing over our boundaries. If we don't have boundaries, the reason is we feel unworthy. The reason we feel unworthy is because of shame. So shame can come in two different ways. You can have single incidences of shame. And years of trauma causes shame. Okay? So that over and over and over and over again of parents not being attentive to you makes us feel ashamed of ourselves. So this happens during attachment. Okay? This happens when we begin attaching ourselves to our caretakers. It's the first relationship we have. That is the one that sets the course for the rest of our life. We don't have these feelings later until we're in an emotional relationship. That's why there are not so much problems with maybe just friendships, okay? Or, you know, maybe deep friendships, it might come into play. But surface relationships and you know, different interactions and stuff like this, it won't happen. It's that really intense emotional relationship where you are attaching yourself again to someone else. And when you attach yourself again, how you felt when you first attached yourself is how you're gonna feel when you attach yourself again. So what does tons of trauma cause? Shame. And when did you have this? During attachment. So shame comes with attachment to you. So when you're in relationships and you begin attaching yourself to somebody, we begin to feel shame. And a lot of this is subconscious, okay? We don't necessarily feel this right away. In an exciting new relationship, we may not feel this right away. It might be exciting and great and we feel like this person won't leave us. But sometimes a lot of those insecurities and unsureness and obsession and ruminating, all those things kind of set in the relationship, especially if we're not secure in the relationship, especially if there's no security. We all need attachment. okay? Even avoidant people. We all need attachment. So we seek it. We seek attachment. And when we have attachment, we all need security. You cannot get security in a relationship with a disordered person. You just can't. They won't allow it. They'll give you false security. And if you don't pick up on that it's false, you take it. You take what you can get. But it's never enough. It's not real security. They can't just tell you, I love you, and then show you they don't. It's insecure. It makes you feel insecure. Okay? A big part of C-PTSD, watch my video I made a couple weeks ago, Escaping the Fear Cage, is feelings like you can't escape. When you're a child, you can't escape your parents, and if they make you feel very dysregulated, we feel like we can't do anything about it. It's very hopeless and helpless. Two words that very, very, very identify and describe the feeling of C-PTSD. Helpless and hopeless. These two feelings come up again when you're in relationships. Remember, you feel like you did when you first attached. Now you're attaching, so now you have feelings of helplessness, hopelessness, shame. If you have feelings, since you're ashamed, you have feelings of unworthiness. So you don't tell someone not to do that, or you tell them not to do it and you don't stand by it. Disordered people take advantage of this. They start doing it more and more for control, to break you down. You have feelings of helplessness and hopelessness, and it does not make us feel like we can leave. It makes us feel like we're emotional prisoners. We are ashamed of ourselves. We deserve this. We aren't worthy of something more, something better, something greater, someone better. And if you don't believe me, I've said this before, just right now with me, think of somebody that you really like. I don't mean a specific person, the type of person that you really like. So think of some of the qualities you want in a person. Nice, generous, caring, loving, supportive. Not necessarily has to be the best looking person, but very attractive, or you're just attracted to them. That's got to be somewhat of importance. Good family, good upbringing. Hopefully never been divorced. Hopefully no children yet, so you're going to have children with them. Hopefully no police record, no debt. All these things is a pretty good person, isn't it? Do you feel worthy of that person? Do you feel like you deserve a person like that? I hope you said yes, but sometimes we feel like no, if you really think about it. Sometimes we notice something different about disordered people as we start dating them, and we kind of ignore it. Well, that is your feelings of unworthiness. That's the feeling that you deserve that you are a little different, So try and think about this. Tell me what you guys think even. Leave comments, ask me questions, whatever you think, I'll answer them, okay? I'm just trying to make more videos for you guys to really understand. This is it can be a tough concept to get, but once you do, you will start feeling better. You will start getting better, because just knowing what's going on really, really helps. Okay? Thank you, guys. If you can, please vote up or down. Go down below, give me a comment, question, whatever you want. Share this somewhere on social media, forums, groups. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. Be sure to love yourself first, and I will see you again. Bye-bye. Danny Dog Productions.